for fraud. You may remember 2 years ago, Bishop Lamar Whitehead was robbed at gunpoint during Sunday service. He was convicted in March for wire fraud, extortion, and making false statements to federal law enforcement agents. Prosecutors say Bishop Whitehead stole thousands of dollars from his parishioners to buy luxury goods and sought to defraud and extort a businessman and commit loan fraud.
So the bishop, he ain't scamming no more in these streets no more. So go ahead, Hakeem. What's your take, man? I know you got a lot for him.
Celebration, huh? Come on. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Celebration, come on. My God is a good God. For you to scam your own parishioners, God was working in my favors. We didn't ever do nothing to them. They got them. 9 years of your life, when you come back, you're going to be working at Jiffy Lube. Change your oil right where he deserved. Come on, people. I want everybody to know this to kids, men and women. It's not good to scam people. Please. It's going to come back to you. Karma's real. And some people can't handle being scammed. And we need to be careful on who you scamming.
Yeah, but shout out to Next Level and shout out to Joe Don't Hurt Him that's
Joe
in
Don't
the
Hurt
building.
Him.
Don't woo. Happy Father's Day. Also, Joe Don't Hurt Him and Next Level
Day.
and Next Level. If you guys are fathers, but Hakeem, I agree with you. When it comes to the bishop got what was coming to him. You just don't scam your own congregation, and that's the problem with these prosperity preachers. I agree with the concept that God want to make you wealthy and want to keep you rich. However, you got to do it the right way. Invest in businesses, help the community, and do what is right. Not by scamming your own congregation and then want people to pretty much pray for you on your way out of the situation. And this is the situation that we starting to see a trend going on. People love to prey on the less unfortunate and they don't be held accountable. Now they're starting to be held accountable. Now I'm happy to see that because now people start getting the point that, okay, I need to start scamming my own people because it's starting to get real out here. It is starting to get real. However, I know Bishop and his team his lower team are going to appeal this because 9 years in prison. I don't see the Bishop doing 9 years. I don't just see it. He won't. Hakeem and Jordan, he won't be able to survive in there. Let's just be honest. Especially if they find out what he did, he will not be able to survive in there. So I see his lower team gonna make sure to try to get him out to make sure he don't do 9 years and stay in prison, especially in New York City, which is one of the roughest prisons. Ain't gonna happen. Shout out to Eric Brown, that's also in the building. Go ahead,
Shout out to Eric Brown.
Shout out to Eric Brown. Man. See, this is one of the reasons why black men don't go to church no more, because stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
All this scamming. A lot of scamming going around. Not just New York, it's a lot of scammer bishops around the United States and America, especially in black church and everything. And it's like I said, it's really good to see that he got what he gotten of sending him to prison and everything. He needs to do that. He needs to do this time because we talked about him before. He's just a big time scammer and everything, scamming from the people that's lower than them, which I cannot stand that. I really cannot stand that. But yeah, man, Miss Bishop, man, you got to do the time. But I just feel, this is what I feel like. I feel like that he might get out early, 9 years. He might do 7 years maybe, and I feel like he's gonna go to another city, maybe change his name, and do the same stuff that he always does because it's so profitable. It's easy for him to do. Maybe he'll do it. Maybe he might not do it in America. Maybe he'll go to Canada. Maybe he'll go to Mexico. Maybe he'll go somewhere. But I personally feel like scammers like him, he's gonna get out probably early release, and he just ain't. And also just think about how the all the money that he made by scamming from the poor, and usually with him and his type of mindset, he's gonna get out of New York, maybe change his name or not, go to another city, maybe some city in somewhere higher in the West or the South somewhere, and he's gonna do the same thing again. And he's gonna come out of jail. It's like, yes, God told me that I did wrong. I prayed a lot. I prayed so much, and I will not do this again. And God told me to go out there and preach again and preach the right word. Preach the right word. he might be saying that, but he's gonna say, I'm gonna preach to scam more people again. And I feel like he's gonna do that once he get out. That's my take on that.
Yeah, it is. When you gotta understand something. When you Hakeem spoke about this before. The black community is so gullible. We let anybody in. We don't vet. We don't. We don't. We don't do research on the preacher. We just let them come in the community, pretty much like a sheep, and he could be a wolf, but he wearing sheep clothing. Come right in, and we accepted him with open arms, and we don't even ask questions. Majority of the time, people are afraid to speak up to the pastor when the pastor is doing wrong. Nobody say anything because I came spoke about it before. How the pastor is the most honorable person in the community, which is true. They are. So people are afraid to speak up when they are doing wrong. And Bishop Whitehead is a prime example of that how if you see that's going on within the community, you need to learn how to speak up. Shout out to She Rising Soul is in the building. Sophia Grace. Go ahead.
So it's like, it's just reiterating what I reiterate. And I think we talk about this so many times. As people, we need to vet the people in our own community, just like we need to vet the people outside of our community. Because more and more, the money we have in our hands are being taken away from our hands due through just believing so easily on people, thinking the best of people when we should be practicing discernment. Please be aware that our own all skin folk and kinfolk.
I
Thieves in
like
the
that.
temple. Yep. Thieves in the temple.
Yeah, it is. It is things in the temple. I think even in the scripture it talks about how Jesus was saying how there was robbers and thieves and within the temple, and this is supposed to be a house of prayer. But yeah, man, there's a pretty much a den of thieves that are robbing on people and then going in the presence of God, acting like things is okay when it's not. Sorry for Bishop Whitehead, but I know he won't survive in that Hakeem and Jordan. I'm telling you, he won't. That man would not survive in no prison, especially in New York. I don't see. No, I don't see.